Well, up next, speaking of the big game, we all know how expensive those tickets are, right? So up next, we're going to meet a local guy who became an accidental spectator at last year's game. His amazing story right after the break. Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Arizona Cardinals are getting their game face on, preparing for the most anticipated sporting event of the year.
So, we have the big game coming up, but we know how expensive it is to attend it in person.
Yeah.
Well, we've heard anyway. Last year, a Sacramento resident was able to go. It was almost an accident on how this all happened. And here to share his amazing journey with us, and unexpected, we should say as well, Jeff Hecate. And he's also written a book, Making the Big Game, Tales of an Accidental Spectator. All right, Jeff, what happened? How did you get to go?
Yeah, you went to the game and then you wrote a book about it.
Well,
this was a big thing in your life.
It was, and 10 days before kickoff, my wife's employer, a local attorney, Howard Hoffman, who's a lifelong New York Giants season ticket holder, had the fortune of being drawn in the NFL lottery to be able to purchase tickets to the game at face value, which, by the way, is now $700. It was $40 in 1982.
Wow.
A pop?
A pop, yes. And we had to make some very quick decisions because we had the access to his transferred purchase rights. If we could, in the space of about 24 hours, physically pick up the tickets at the Meadowlands New York Giants box office in New York.
But you needed a third ticket?
Well, we decided to seek a third ticket because the other person who made this all possible was my cousin in New York.
Because two wasn't enough.
No.
Two wasn't enough. My cousin lives about an hour north of the Meadowlands, and he braved freezing cold and stood out amongst diehard New York Giants fans all day long to pick up those two tickets. And my wife and I broached the topic of, would you be interested in possibly going? And that ultimately meant going into the secondary or broker market to secure a third ticket, and that was a bit of an adventure,
How tough is that?
It can be very tough. It's a wildly fluctuating marketplace, particularly with the rise of the World Wide Web and software platforms developed here in Northern California that really create a real-time auctioneering environment.
Was it worth it?
Ultimately, I felt like it was worth it, but it was stressful.
Do we dare ask you what you paid for that third ticket?
You may. It was $1,600.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
And that was secured from a local broker in Arizona.
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
hello. Now, your book isn't just about that particular experience. There are some neat stories. But did you get to learn? You know, most people think people that get to go are real insiders.
Celebrities.
Yeah.
I think that's the perception. Actually, 2/3 of the tickets that are allocated for the Super Bowl are essentially allocated to season ticket holders from NFL teams around the country. So every season ticket holder has a slight statistical chance of being pulled in the lottery. So I was sitting amongst diehard New York Giants fans in the heart of Giants country, people who've had these tickets for generations. And of course, the result was as unexpected as the journey, and I think that probably made for a better book.
Can I ask, where were your seats? Were they close?
Our seats were in the upper deck, so really, you know, we're up there in the cheap seats and just enjoying the heck out of the game.
But it was still worth it. Now, you're obviously not in Tampa right now.
Correct.
So where are you going to be watching the game?
Well, I've got a couple of book signing events this weekend. They're outlined on my website, and I'll be at a big game party at Mandango's in Roseville on Sunday. So I hope fans who'd like to come out and just chat football and talk about the game and what it's like being there will stop by.
You should bring some of your books and sign them. You could have like
Absolutely,
a little
I will be doing
book
that.
signing.
Yeah,
there it is.
Where can you get the books if you can't make it to Mandango's, Jeff?
Actually, J. Crawford Books on Freeport Boulevard is the pre-release location, and in about a month it'll be more widely available in bookstores around the country.
Okay.
All right. Perfect book for this weekend. Get it today, read it before Sunday. I like it.
Good
All
job,
right.
Jeff.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And congratulations. Here, and we're going to touch your touch it.
There you go.
This may be the closest we get,
really.
guy.
A little luck right there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.